I was listening to Jim Rohn this morning when I was during my workout, and it's been a while since I've listened to or read any of his work. I've read several of his books and listened to a lot of his teachings back in the day, but there's so much out there that sometimes you kind of rotate through, and it was back to Jim Rohn, and man, I was reminded of how much I like him. Such a great teacher. He was so powerful in his teaching and the things that he taught. So as he was talking, it inspired some thoughts, and that's usually what happens when I listen to podcasts or I read books. It's not so much that I get exactly from them all the answers that I'm seeking, but it's like when I listen to podcasts, it's like or read a book or listen to a seminar or something like that, it just gets my brain going, and my brain provides me with some new thoughts for myself, thoughts that I need. Because Jim Rohn doesn't know me. Jim Rohn is, a couple of generations removed from me. His teachings live on, and there's so many great people whose teachings and principles totally apply. But he wasn't customizing his speech just for me. I have to do that. And I think when you start listening, listen even more carefully to the inner voice that takes what you're listening to and interprets it for your own needs. And you'll get that. It's amazing. So I listen to him not because of the exact specific advice I need in my life. I listen to him because it gets my brain going, and then my brain tells me things and ideas and thoughts and solutions to problems that I wouldn't otherwise have. So it's almost like I'm using podcasts and books and motivational type materials as a sounding board to get my brain activated so that my brain can go to work for me. I don't know, that's just what I've experienced. But a lot of good stuff that actually does still apply. And Jim Rohn was talking about how success doesn't come overnight. It comes little by little. And so many success coaches have talked about this. You know, the Hedgehog Concept by Jim Collin, what's the name of that book? Good to Great. And then there's the One Thing by those the guys that start the real estate guys. I can't remember their names. I'm so bad at names. I'm sorry. But it's Darren Hardy talks about the concept of just little by little, the compound effect, right? And so on and so forth. Everybody, because it's a true principle. And I started realizing that my story is no different. I'm nowhere near where I want to be in terms of success, but I'm working really hard every day at personal development, at studying and learning and exploring and then trying things and failing and picking back up and starting over all the time. It's a constant battle. And I realized that my success is coming gradually, and I just have to be patient. Some people, I hear stories where they can tell exactly that moment when they had an epiphany and their whole lives changed. Jim Rohn talked about this. You can look at the last 5 years of your life, and it's a certain way. And he said you can look at the next 5 years of your life, and I can tell you what the next 5 years of your life is going to be like, except for one factor, one variable, and that is whether or not you change, whether or not you do something different with your life today. And for me, it's a gradual different. It's every day is a little bit different, and there's no one major thing that's changed. With other people, I hear these stories of someone who, can remember down to the detail. I remember sitting at an intersection, 2:33 in the afternoon, at the intersection of 12th Street and Coronado Drive, sitting at the stoplight. I looked down at the clock and it changed to 2:34. And I heard off in the distance a bird chirping. I think it was a whippoorwill. Can't be sure. somebody crossed the street right in front of me, a little boy with a blue shirt, red pants. I mean, they can know exactly what happened. They can remember to the nth degree every living piece of detail about that moment when they had an epiphany and all of a sudden everything started to change and they started to make a change and then boom, now they have an amazing life. Well, that change for me happens gradually. I don't know if it happens to you that way or not, but I don't have that one specific moment. Maybe it's just still coming. I don't know. But all I do know is press forward. That's all I can say. You can't quit. You can't give up. That's the one thing you can't do. If you don't have all the answers, if things aren't happening fast enough for you right now, that's, I guess, normal. Everybody goes through that to some degree before they reach success. There's always a fall and a winter before the spring. But stay on track. This right here is what will help you do exactly that. If you haven't tried out yet my goal setting program, go to 3by5goals.com. I'm giving away a free month supply to people to help me refine this. I'd love for you to try it out and then give me some feedback. But follow me on Facebook, 3by5 Goals, of course, the YouTube channel. Get on the website, get on track, and gosh, use these to make little changes every day. It may not happen one big one overnight. You may not have that huge experience like some people have. But if you keep working on yourself and you keep changing, that's the one thing you do have control over. And the one thing that's going to make the next 5 years different or better than the previous 5 years.